everyone. My name is Anwar Dali. I am the founder, the CEO, and the trainer as well. I'm the founder of EduEmpire. I'm also the CEO of it. I'm also a trainer in it. I would love to give you a small introduction about EduEmpire and how it came to be created from the beginning. So basically, I've been working with international schools since it's been 11 years now, and I've taken an enough clear point of view of what's going on in schools and how they operate and what they do, what they don't do, and what is lacking exactly. At the beginning, I used to work with schools, but then when I left the last school I worked with, I was like, okay, why don't I start my own thing? Because now I understand and I know how to manage an international school, and I know what international schools needs and what students in international schools need. So basically, EduEmpire covers training for teachers, training for schools, training as well for languages, because we're going to help students with English and how they can improve their English. We also offer consultancies for students who are going to do the IGCSEs, A levels, or the SATs, depends. And these are the consultancy that's what they cover. They cover which one should you go, which path should you take. Also, the consultancy starts from grade 9 up till grade 12 because for each university that you want to apply for internationally, they require certain things. What I've seen is that most of the students, what happens is that in grade 12, they go like, oh, what's going on? I need to choose my university. What is the university is going to require from me? And blah, 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 blah. And because we weren't used to that as Libyans before, and now the international door is open for us, I think we need to have a clear idea and a clear vision. So that's my part here. I give a clear idea, clear vision, I give them a plan, and I work with parents and students on how to prepare themselves for the universities up to grade 12. The other thing that we offer also preparation exams for the SATs, the IGCSEs. We also offer I would say consultancy, as well as full-on management for schools who are looking to become accredited, either as IGCSEs or Pearson, let's say at Excel, or as SAT's examination center, or from international organizations. And that's what I've been working throughout the last couple of years, and in my career, I've been working with schools on their international accreditation. So we have a clear plan. I also have people who are with me in the team who are well versed when it comes to that. So yeah, this is I wouldn't say it was brief, but it was kind of brief introduction about EduEmpire and how it came to life. If you have any questions, I would be more than happy to answer them either now or at the end of the presentation. Okay, so what today we're gonna do, we will be taking, I'll be taking you through the main highlights of the upcoming training. You'll also discover what you will gain when you join our full-time training program, the skills, the experience, and the transformation that comes with it. We'll have some fun together, get to know one another, and give you a real taste of what training with us feels like. So buckle up and fasten your seatbelts. You're about to embark on a journey you'll never forget. And I hope you don't. Okay. So let's start with what is the course or how is the course is structured. Okay. So we have two things. We have teachers and we have students, right? For the teachers, the first week, because most of my time I'm working, so the course is going to be allocated on Saturdays. So on Saturday, the first week of the course, we'll have 5 hours. 5 hours talking about what? Talking about how to motivate teachers. Now, to have a clear understanding, if you don't know how to be motivated yourself, you wouldn't be able to motivate your students. And if you don't like what you're doing, your students will never like it as well. Okay, so week 1, we'll have an introduction, understand motivation, relationships and burnout, professional development for teachers, and class organization tools and group activity due. Okay, so this is the first week. This is what we're going to cover. The second week, and then the third week, and then the fourth week will be a different thing. For the second and the third week and the fourth, we will have student motivation. What is student motivation? For week 2, we will have learner engagement, learner mindset. What they are, how can we engage our students, how can we understand our students, and then move on from there. And then week 3, teacher-student rapport and positive classroom dynamic and culture. We have to understand that if positivity doesn't come from within us, our students will never be able to even want to be there. And we know that. And we have this problem all around, I believe around the world. It's not just in Libya, that students don't want to be in school and don't want to attend classes, but they have to. And that's the problem that we all face, that they have to be there. As teachers, we also have to be there. So what can we do, right? What we can do is know how to make them want to be there. That's the difference. And then in week 4, we're going to study about initiating and sustaining engagement and final project presentation due. What does that mean? At the beginning of the first week, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do for this project. Okay, so week 1, I'll give you an outline for the project at the end of the course, what's going to be. And throughout each week that we're going to be meeting, you guys are going to be working with your students on how to motivate them. And at the end, you're going to have a survey where you're going to ask students how they felt and did they feel any difference. So throughout the whole course, we will be applying everything that we're learning from week 1 up till the last week, which is week 4, on our students. And then we're gonna present our findings on week 4 at the end of the session. We're gonna present our findings, and we're gonna tell each other, not just me, we're gonna tell each other what we understood and what we found and how people felt when we did this with them, when we did that with them. And I understand that each one of you will have a different way of doing something because each one of you will have a different age group. So please keep in mind, if you attend the training, I will be specific to each one of you. I'm not going to be telling you, like, do this with all of them, but we can work together on applying something that's unique for each one of your age groups. Okay. So, what are the objectives of the course? Now, again, I'm talking about the full training program. Now, this is an introduction for it. Later on, we're going to start with the activities for you guys to have a bit of a teaser about the training course. Okay, so 1, we're going to understand and identify motivation. Okay, we're going to understand and identify motivation in ourselves and others. 2, understand a variety of motivational strategies. 3, be able to implement these strategies in the classroom. And this is very important because we need to test what happened in the training and see if can we apply it to real life or not. 4, record and explain changes to facilitate an increase of motivation in your classroom. Now be careful, if there is no observation happening to whatever that you're doing inside the classroom, whether it is a new thing or an old thing that you've been doing and whatever it is, you need to observe yourself and let others observe you. And you need to have a data about what happened throughout this observation or the thing that you brought new. Why is that? This will give you enough information and enough analysis where you go, okay, I can improve this and I can remove this. So you'll be able to improve yourself throughout the whole way. And that's what we're going to do in the training itself. We're going to be able to improve ourselves when we're working together. Scrutinize your lessons to become thought-provoking and relevant. You have to force students to technically want to learn and to provoke them to, okay, what's going on here? I need to start asking questions. I need to become a critical thinker instead of just a passive student who is just sitting in the classroom. And then some students, they would prefer to study something that's relevant to their real life. What does that mean? That means even if I'm teaching them about solar system, let's say, for example, science, it doesn't have to be English, right? If I'm teaching them about solar system, I can literally do it in a way that they feel like, oh, okay, so we're talking about this planet and we're talking about that planet and we're talking about this, but then the teacher, for example, brought food that we like and she showed us that explanation. through food that we like. That's a simple example, right? But you have to always tell them how to do that. Let's say for math, for example, subtraction. You can ask them, for example, have you ever subtraction or division, for example, even division? Because I saw a video the other day. It was very interesting, where a teacher asked the students, "What do you know about division?" Right? And one of the students was like, "Okay, so my mom last week she divided something on a lot of people," and he was like, "What's that thing?" And the student was like, "It was my birthday cake, and my mom cut it in a way so that everyone could have a piece, right?" So, although the student might have not thought about division before that way, but because the teacher provoked them to think about something in their real life that showed that, okay, there's a division in here happening, right? So now the student is connecting it to their real life. And keep in mind, these were actually second graders. They were able to identify that into their real life. That was very smart and very interesting. Okay, 6, adapt lessons in a way in which they are useful in the real world. Okay, so if I'm giving you something, how can you use it? Now, English, I think it's easy to do that. Science, in a way, it could be like how to plant a plant, for example, what to do. And by the way, when it comes to, for example, science, and you have to keep that in mind, guys, when you're giving students projects to work on, make sure that they have a paper where they record everything that's happening, what they've done and what they haven't done. And if they are planting, for example, a plant, as we said, right? Because they could be grade 4, grade 3, I don't know. But it depends on the school that you're teaching at and the curricula that you're using. So they will be able to revise their steps and know what the upcoming steps are and how long they should wait and everything. They have to keep a full-on record about this. Some schools outside of, let's say, the United States, for example, what they do is like the teacher will bring a turtle or a frog, for example, and each week, each student will take turn in taking care of that frog. Why? Because when they have the frog at home, they have to record everything that happened when they fed them, what happened with them, what they did, what they didn't do, and everything. And then when they hand it over to the other students, they give them what they've done. They give them their record and their record, and they show them like, we did this and we did this and we did that, and then you should do this and should do that. That teach them to care for others. This is one, but also it teach them to follow each step that they're doing and record it and then analyze what you've done and what went wrong and what went right. And this is something we don't usually do in Libya, but we should. And the last objective we have is transform your student into lifelong learners. I would love to stop here for a second. If anyone has any question, I would love to answer them before we move on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to stop. So, we finished the course objective and we covered that and we talked about them. Okay, now moving on. Understanding motivation and healthy relationships. Now, what I want you to do, okay, I want you to close your eyes and imagine your perfect classroom. Please kindly close your eyes. Just listen to my voice. Do not do anything else. Now, you would have to tell us, what do you see? And each one of you will have a turn in talking here. So, what do you see? Where are you? Who is there? What does it look like? And now we're going to share it together. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to think of your perfect classroom. What do you see in that perfect classroom? Where are you? Who is there? And what does it look like? Okay? And then you're going to share it with all of us. That's nice. You would have to unmute yourself and share with us if you'd like. I said you would have to, but still I said if you would like, because I just want to be nice at the end. Okay. How about
Good
each one?
afternoon.
Good
How are
afternoon,
you?
Liam. Thank you very much for unmuting yourself. Okay, great. Can you please explain?
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
yes, um, what I see in my perfect classroom, technology is there. So there is a projector. There are some materials that I can use for making activity to my students. And there is also a speaker because I'm going to need it. Who was there? A group of students, their level is somehow matches the lesson that I'm going to deliver, and um, their number is not that much big. I guess this is my perfect classroom.
So you think technology is essential in your perfect classroom?
Absolutely, yes.
I totally agree with you. Thank you very much, Hiam. Who wants to go next? So we have Hiam and we have Shahid. Shahid? Shahid, can you share with us? Okay, it's all right. I'll say what she said. She said students sitting in groups, nice. Preparing and collaborating in activity. That's very nice. Okay, great. مادة غيت. Would you like to share with us as well? مادة, can you hear me? So Mada said here, just imagine my grade 5 students smile. Oh, that's cute. And they are ready to learn and they have prepared their projects. Yeah, that's actually the perfect one where they come prepared and ready to give their projects. I agree with you here. Anyone would like to add something? Understood, Mada. It's not a problem. Does anyone would like to add anything? What you said was nice, actually. I literally went there and I was like, oh, okay, I can see students prepared and ready to learn because that's actually imaginable only. You don't see that in real life. That's not very normal. Okay. If no one would like to share anything anymore, I would love to go back to the presentation. Nice. Okay. Now, moving on. Motivation. If you guys could write in the chat, what do you think motivation means? And how do you think, what do you think of when it comes to motivation? How would you see it? Well, I'm sorry, Khadija, I didn't see your message. Okay, let's go back to Khadija's message and then go on and talk about motivation. So Khadija said, I see children, although my students now are teenagers and adults, mashallah, that's very nice. I am in a nice and colorful classroom. That's very nice. There are a lot of posters on the wall and everything my students will need. Very nice. Use and play with during the class. My students look engaged, happy, behave creatively, and I picture myself calm, relaxed, engaged, and present. That's very nice. Very nice. I love that. I love the idea of like colors and posters on the wall and things that the students could play with, where it is actually more of an environment that they can be themselves in than in just an environment when they feel like where they feel like they're in a box and they can perform anything. I love that. I love that so much. Thank you, Khadija. Okay, now moving on. What do you think motivation is? Can you please either write in the chat, give us a definition of what you think motivation is, or unmute yourself and please share with us. We would love to hear it. So we have Hiam said, the power that makes somebody do something, it could come from innate goals, intrinsic, or needs from outside, from life. Okay, I'm sorry, I have a problem with the R. Extrinsic. Okay, good. I pronounced that eventually. So yeah, so it is either something that you want to do and it comes from people outside, or it comes from within yourself here, from life. I would honestly say it's more powerful if it comes from the inside than for it to come from the outside. Okay, thank you, Hiam. Moanda said, reason that makes students want to learn and to do their best. Very nice. Yes. Could be one of the, if they're motivated, yes, it will be something that they would look forward every time. They would want to come and learn and do their best inside the classroom. Totally agree. Thank you guys for sharing. Anyone else would like to share? I would love to share it with the group. Motivation as a teacher, for me, okay, is what would make me up every day. Make me wake up, or would wake me up every day to go and help students as much as I can. That's nice, yeah, but um sometimes it depends exactly, because it depends what motivates you every day to go wake up. Some people are motivated by money, some people are motivated by a goal where they want to spread their knowledge. So yeah, I agree. It is something that is pushing you every day. Nada, hi Nada. So one of the strong weapons to make the education process easier. That's so true. Because if the teacher is motivated and the students are motivated, the classroom is going to be very interactive, very engaging, and actually a place where you want to be there every time. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you very much. If anyone would like to share, even if we are continuing our presentation, I would love to read it later on. Okay, so what I prepared was, okay, yes, thank you. Motivation is an abstract, hypothetical concept that we use to explain why people think and behave as they do. So it depends on what motivates you for you to move and do something, right? And to think of something. So now here you have to be thinking of, okay, so what is motivating my students? I need it to be thought-provoking and relevant to them. If it's not provoking them, where they want to go like, oh, I want to learn about this, they won't go and learn about it. So here, motivation and thought-provoking, they go hand in hand. And is it relevant to them? So for example, let's say I am in a classroom where I have females and males, and I go like saying, okay, so our lesson today is going to be about football. What's going to happen to the girls? The girls will go, not interested. But then if I go and say like, where my lesson today is going to be about the Barbie movie. Did you guys watch it? And the boys will be like, what? Why would I watch it? Right? Because again, it's not relevant to, it's either not relevant to the girls or not relevant to the boys, or sometimes it's not even relevant to their age. So for me to come, for example, and say, well, I would love to talk about to you about your career path, and they're still in grade 7, 6, or whatever, right? Sometimes they haven't chosen that path yet. I think and I'm sorry if people do that, one of the stupidest questions to ask the students, especially in the first stages of their life, which is like grade 1, grade 2, or KGs, is what do you want to be in the future? We never knew what we wanted to be in the future. You think you're motivating them to think about the future, but you're not, because either their answers will be a bit of a silly answers, or they would tell you like, I want to become a doctor, or I want to become an astronaut, or I want to become an engineer. And then when that thing doesn't come true in the future, or doesn't happen in the future, they would actually feel a bit down. And that's not an easy thing to think about it. Like to bring someone down just because you ask them a question is very difficult. It's not motivating the students, just so you know, it's actually bringing them down. Because what if they went home and they told their mom, I told the teacher that I want to become a doctor, and the mom says like, no, you're not becoming a doctor. That's not happening. But this question should be asked from age, I would say 13 or grade 9 and above, because, okay, at that point, they want to think about the future. I don't know. Of course, like you guys could agree and disagree with me. If you'd like to disagree, you can show that in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Now, put yourself in the shoes of your students. Would this be interesting for you? For example, a training like this or a webinar like this, giving it to students, would it be interesting? Nah. Your lessons that you're giving to your students every time that you come into the classroom, are they interesting to them? 20% interesting, I guess. Depends on how you bring it into their perspective, right? If I want them to be provoked by the idea, it could be interesting. If I want to make it relevant to their life, it could be, right? But if I don't think about what they want and how I can bring that to life for them, it will never be interesting to them. And does or should every class be interesting? Now, to answer that question, we need to know the definition of interesting. So here, interesting is what? Is an adjective, which means arousing curiosity or interest, holding or catching the attention. So you have to bring in the curiosity within them. You can't just keep going هيك وخلاص and not think about what they're doing or what they're thinking. Yeah, 90% of the class will be doctors. All of us, we said that in the past, by the way. One of my dreams were to become a doctor. And then when I came to the realization of what, I have to study 7 years and then like I have to do this, and I was like, I don't want to be a doctor. So I agree, yeah, no, the 90%. Madda said, yeah, totally agree with you 100% because they don't know what dreams do mean. That's exactly right. They don't know what dreams are. So now, if you think about it, and if you think of your classrooms, and if you think about the word interesting and the word motivation, and what do they really mean, you will find out that what you've been doing with your students, I wouldn't say 100% was not motivating to them, but at least 70% of it was not motivating and was not interesting to them. And because us as teachers, we think that all we need to do, and also schools, I'm not gonna put the blame on teachers only. Schools go to the teacher and go like, you have to finish the curricula on time. I don't care what you do, but it has to be done, right? And then teacher will go like, I don't care what's going on. I have to finish the curricula. I don't care whether the lesson is interesting or not. But again, keep in mind, if you're teaching in an international school, you're teaching two things. You're teaching language and you're teaching a subject. You're teaching knowledge. So your job is actually, I would say 100%, 180% more difficult from the other teachers, because other teachers who are teaching in the same language of the students, the L1 of the students, the same language of the students, it's easier for them because they don't need to teach them the meaning of the word that we're using. They only need to give them, like, for example, the definition. The students will understand the definition because it's in their own language. But for you guys, you're using L2 and you're using knowledge. So it's not an easy thing to do. So for you to be rushed to finish a curricula when the students might have not understood 90% of what has been given to them is actually very wrong. And in a way, we can actually motivate our students, that you'll know in that training. We can actually motivate our students and finish the curriculum on time without losing their interest and without losing our jobs. Okay, so moving on. Now, well, there's an 18 minutes video. I'll send it to you guys individually, along with a survey about the webinar, to know your feedback. I would love to have it, because if I ever do something like this in the future, I would love to know what I've done right and what I've done wrong. And also, at the end of the survey, I'll ask you guys if you want to participate and be part of the training or not, of course. That would be all yours. Now, the golden circle, ordinary people, organizations. Now, if you think about it, sometimes if you're working with an organization, as a school, and if you're working as an ordinary people, it could be two different things, but then again, it could be also one thing. Now, all the people, all of them, know what they're doing. I can give you a task and tell you to do this and do this. Work in a group and answer the questions that I gave you. Nobody will ask you, why are we doing this, right? Some will know how to do it. Some will know, some of the students. And that's why teachers are smart. Because the teachers, what they will do is they will find the students who are not doing so well in school and put them with students who are doing so well to help them out and understand how to do the task and or the project or to answer the questions or whatever. But have you asked yourself ever that the students sometimes, when I give them a task, they don't know why we're doing it? Have you ever thought or asked yourself, when you start the lesson, without giving the students the objectives of the lesson, that the students don't know why they're learning this? And of course, if the students are smart enough, they will go like, what am I going to do with this? And that's why the lesson has to be relevant to them. Because they will ask themselves, why? What am I doing here? Right? Okay. Hiam said, right. Thank you, Hiam. So this golden circle has, as I said, an 18 video on TED Talks. It was given by Simon Sikin, I think his name. He's well known, by the way. He's like somehow a philosopher when it comes to relationships and things like that and how to do things. I love listening to him and I love what he said here, and he explains it even further. Of course, if you'd like to watch it, you can watch it by yourself. In the training that we're going to be taking, we will also have breakout rooms where we discuss what we understood. Okay, moving on. Now, what's going to happen here, okay? I want you to pick 10 words from the list to describe yourself. I'll show you the list, don't worry about it. But what will happen, I want you to take a screenshot of the whole slide, because I'm going to put you in breakout rooms. So you're going to share this with each other. And then at the end, I would love to hear what the others thought of you guys, of each other. Okay. Now, if you can't participate in the breakout room because you cannot unmute yourself, don't worry. You can just simply write in the chat and they will read it. So just as our students are all unique, we are all unique as well. We all have different qualities and teaching styles. We need to identify our strengths in order to see the strength in our students and in order also to bring out the strengths in our students. So this is the list. Okay, so we have I am very, and you go on, read all of it. Please, again, as I said, take a screenshot of the slide because I'll be putting you in breakout rooms. I should go somewhere. Wait. More. Yeah, okay. Breakout rooms, assign automatically. How many people do we have? We have 7 people, so we're gonna do... Okay, I'm gonna do 2 breakout rooms. Okay, so we have 3 people in each room. Okay. You have room 1 and room 2. You will get something will pop up in your screen and you would have to agree. Yes, okay, good. Thank you. Now, I'm just gonna give you 5 minutes, guys, and then end it.
So pick 10 words from the list to describe yourself. Just as our students are all unique, we are all unique as teachers. We all have different qualities and teaching styles.
You guys enjoyed it, and it was in a way informative for you guys. Thank you very much. Our contact details, our phone number, and our email. I would be more than happy to answer all your questions now. If you have anything you would like to share with us, any insights that you learned here, or anything that you would like to tell others about us, we would love to hear from you, and we would love to hear everything that you would like to share with us.
It was very informative session. Thank you, Anwar.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone who participated and everyone who was part of it. I really enjoyed having you guys with us, and I hope I see you more with the upcoming things. Again, I'll send you a survey for to see your feedback and to know what happened and what did not happen, and if it was good or not. Sometimes your feedback would actually help me a lot when it comes to anything that's coming up.
Inshallah, good luck in your upcoming courses.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Hiam. Thank
See
you
you.
very much. Thank you for participating. Thank you, Khadija. It was really great as well to have you with us. Thank you all.